Oh, good morning everybody and welcome back to Two Running Brooms. We've just had a lovely run on this beautiful morning. The sun is shining, it's a little breezy.
Right, today is Sunday the 24th of April 2022 and we thought we'd introduce a new element into this channel, which is a training block, and the race we're going to both be aiming for is the Great Bristol 10k on the 24th of September 2022, so exactly 5 months to the day from today. So we've just got back from a 12-mile run. As some of you may know, if you've been watching our other videos, we did a 5k race on Friday evening over at York, pretty much flat out, both of us. We then did Rotherham Park Run yesterday. If you've not seen that video yet, check it out. Really nice course, really nice event. So we ran that sort of semi-tempo, so we expected today our legs to be quite heavy. So what we did 6 miles out at what, about 9:15 pace on the trail, turned round and then made most of the return journey a pyramid run, going 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 4 minute, 5, and then back down again with equivalent recoveries afterwards. Just as much to break up the run on the way back on tired legs as you know, and to practice running form. So end of the run today, beautiful day. Just going to go home now, shower, eat, and we'll catch up with you this afternoon. And welcome back to the channel everybody. It's now Sunday afternoon, we're fed ourselves, watered ourselves, and we're ready to tell you a little bit about this training block that we hope you will be joining us on for the next 5 months. So as I said earlier, the target race is going to be the Great Bristol 10k in September. So Dawn, why is that the race we've chosen?
Well, if I could just lift this up and you can see, it's because, it's an England vest obviously, because in February John entered me into the Bolton on the Water 10k. It was part of the birthday weekend, but it was because I wanted to qualify, or try to qualify, to get an England vest. I had to finish in the top 3. And
in your age category? Oh,
in my age category, yeah, of course, which is female 55 to 59. So I finished 3rd in my age category, which I believed qualified me, but obviously you have to wait till you get confirmation of that. And so a couple of weeks later I got an email inviting me to take part in the Bristol 10k.
Excellent. So I also decided to enter the Great Bristol 10k. It's not normally the sort of race we do. I mean, firstly, it's quite a way away from where we live in Yorkshire. And secondly, it's a reasonably pricey big city 10k, which isn't the sort of races you'll see we normally do, but it's such a great opportunity for Dawn to represent England. We couldn't pass up the chance of a weekend, and I thought, well, I might as well do the race anyway. So Dawn, can you tell us a little bit about your training over the last couple of years and how you got to that England qualification?
Yeah, so back in 2019, before COVID, my training was it was a bit hit and miss actually, because I'd had like periods of injury, etc. So I decided that I wanted to get back to a decent level of fitness. So I went for a lactate test with Blizzard Physiotherapy, and we'll put a link to Blizzard Physiotherapy below, because they are, if you live local, well, I say local, I mean they're near Doncaster, but they are well recognised by many people and fantastic at what they do. So if you're interested in that, then just have a look at the link below. So anyhow, I went for a lactate test and I was quite pleased with the results, but I was also a little bit disappointed at my fitness levels. So I decided to follow this in-depth report and train for the Doncaster 10k. And of course, John, you paced me at Doncaster 10k.
Yeah, I believe we just squeezed under 45 minutes that day.
That's correct, yes, but I struggled a bit, and but I believe there was more to come, and I then had the motivation again, the incentive to want to get better. But
ironically, just as your motivation came back, COVID hit. So there was quite a few months without a period of racing, so you felt you were getting fitter, but there was nothing to show for it.
That's right.
Beyond figures on Strava.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So I continued to train. Obviously, during COVID, it was an ideal time actually to just get training in with no races being around, and I got myself into quite a good level of fitness. I got back down to a very low 21 for 5k, and I did. I think I did during the COVID period when it was lifted a bit. I think I did another 10k, didn't I? I did the one in Cheshire.
Oh yes, Tatton Park.
Yes.
Yeah, it was 43 minutes, I believe.
Exactly. So I got down to 43 minutes again, and I thought, okay, I'm sort of in a good place at the moment. So I think I'll now enter a different marathon to the one I was going to do.
But of course, with the rolling restrictions, the marathons you entered kept being postponed, cancelled, pushed back 6 months and not happening at that. And it was a long road till eventually you towed the line at the Chester Marathon in October 2021.
That's correct.
So how did you do that?
Yeah, so at Chester, I did okay. I mean, if I'm truthful, I think I trained for so long for a marathon, I got a little bit to the overtraining stage, in all honesty, and I was just holding off a few niggles, but I executed the race to the best of my ability, and I ran a 3:28, which I was really pleased for because it's a really undulating course.
And it actually won you the age category in that race?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, so I won my age category in that race, and yeah, sort of from there I've decided now I want to improve on those times. So once again, I want to improve on where I was at for Chesterfield, and I'm hoping that Bristol 10k, the road to that, is going to give me the incentive then to get my times down as low as I can, really. Okay, so that's me. So obviously you're doing that 10k too, John, and obviously you're going for different reasons. So what's your motivation for doing the Bristol 10k?
Well, yes, no England vest for me, no lactate test for me, but if you look at the screen now, you'll see my Run Britain handicap progress graph, and it is pretty dismal. Sort of from 2012 onwards, it's been decline. More recently, I've managed to address a lot of the mechanical issues I've been having. Again, I went to the excellent people at Blizzard Physiotherapy, got plenty of good advice there, seen various other professionals, chiropractors, sports therapists, and I've managed to get a program together that actually enables me to train, and fingers crossed, the last 4 weeks I've been managing to do 50 miles a week and feeling strong and actually enjoying my running again. So for me personally, the Bristol 10k, I'm hoping to do sub 40 minutes. Now, back in the day I was running 34 minutes for 10k, but we've had a look at the course, haven't we? We've actually put a link down below. We watched one of the Welsh runner, Matt Reese's videos where he did the Bristol 10k a couple of years ago. It seems to be quite undulating, a few twists and turns. Not the fastest course in the world, but what really attracts us in particular, it looks like a really good racer's course. So if you pace yourself, be careful, know when to hold back, know when to go, know when to attack, it looks like a really good course and sort of course I really enjoy. So personally, I'd love to run sub 40 minutes, but all I want to do is run as best I can on the day, beat as many people as I can, and then the time will be whatever the time is.
And you have to admit, we're pretty good at pacing, aren't we?
Yeah, we'll hope to attack a race well, but then we should do after, what, over 40 years combined running experience between us. Doesn't mean we always get things right, as you'll see during this training series, but we do aim to control what we can control to get right.
Yes.
So as you can see, we're coming from slightly different places in our running. So over the course of the next 5 months, we don't intend to follow a rigid, regimented, structured 10k training plan. We have both worked with coaches in the past. I've worked with an online coach who was known at the time as Had, for those of you who go back away and remember him. Dawn, you actually did a couple of years under one of Britain's very best coaches, didn't you?
Yes, Mike Grattan. So if you're interested actually in having coaching, again we'll drop a link below, because Mike has an excellent coaching business, and he's still coaching and he really is very good, so yes.
Just those of you with younger memories, Mike Grattan actually won the London Marathon in '83, was it? In a time of 2:09, I believe?
Yes.
Yeah, and it's been coaching for several years.
Yeah.
But we decided not to follow either an online coach, an in-person coach, or a training plan from a book. What we tend to do is follow holistic training principles, and probably the main one is easy days are easy, hard days are hard. We very much believe in that. We don't believe in running in this grey zone where you're running too fast to recover to do something meaningful the next day, but too slow for it to be a specific session working on lactate threshold, etc.
Yeah, we tend to run every single day, whereas some people believe in having rest days. John and I believe that we rest when we know our body is ready to rest. So we're very, very good at reading our bodies.
And one example of that, for example, our training will be slightly different. Dawn will be doing a few more miles a week than I will, because sometimes when it comes to double days, and we're very much believers in double running as well, I might do my double on my watt bike on Zwift. Just helps maintain my mechanics, avoid injury, etc. So our training will be broadly 90% the same, but we will approach it slightly differently.
Yes, and when John's on the watt bike, I tend to use the treadmill, and the reason I use the treadmill is because it's softer surface. So I do active recovery runs on the treadmill, which bumps up the mileage, but also it saves my legs a little bit, because obviously at 58 my legs have had a lot of use from running over the years.
So we'd love you guys to follow us on the journey over the next 5 months. We'd love you to subscribe to the channel, to like this video, share it with your friends, and if you've got any queries, any comments you'd like to make, perhaps you're doing a Bristol 10k yourself, perhaps you've trained specifically for 10k and have got some advice you'd like to pass on to us and some ideas, please drop them in the comments below. We'd love to see you do so, and we'll see you on the next video. Until next time, keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on.